Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I am your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And today we're gonna be entrepreneurs. We're gonna be talking about a couple things, but we'll let you guys in on a couple secrets, a couple things to help you guys progress in life here. But before we get to any of that, Kyle, you know what time it is?
Sponsor time, snjradio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music. And classy entertainment.
I know Joe's watching us because when we did that, he's like, woo, doing the wave. And also, Native Sons of the Golden West,
The
Parlor
Native
110.
Sons of the Golden West, Arrowhead Parlor 110.
Yes,
Preserving California's past, building its future.
Oh. Did you make that up?
I did.
Nice, dude.
It was ChatGPT. But
hey, take the credit, man. Take the credit. That's what
Yeah.
ChatGPT is there for, is for you guys to take the credit for the work, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to turn in work and be like, yeah, ChatGPT.
yeah, it's totally legal.
I like that. That was really good. Yeah, so actually Kyle here is the president of the Native Sons of the Golden West, Parlor 110. And the one speaking is the first vice president, future president maybe in a year or two. I don't know. Kyle's doing a great job. We actually got a lot of newcomers coming in. I went to Tim Prince. I went to his birthday.
Oh, how was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
I wanted to go, but I got to be up at 4 a.m. the next day.
I
You
know,
started
dude.
like
Responsibilities,
7:30.
bro. Responsibilities. And so, anyways, I'm over there. I'm bartending, and you know, like when people first start off, they don't want to get a drink, but once one person grabs a drink, everyone starts drinking, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
It's hard to build the momentum as a bartender.
yeah. So you know what I did to build it?
Huh.
I went up to people at their tables, like, hey, would you like to grab a drink at the bar? I can get you something. Like, I'm over here delivering, rather than just standing at the bar, just twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I was talking to Jim, and he was like, hey, that man over there, he wants to be a member of the Native Sons. He was like, do we have any pamphlets or anything? I was like, matter of fact, we do. So I went to the Native Sons room, grabbed a pamphlet, gave it to him, and I said, hey, if you have any questions on the first vice president, blah, blah, give the whole introduction, and hopefully we get a new member soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have to tell both of you guys a story that Gary told me.
All right.
We had someone approach the Enterprise building, random guy. Knock on the door. Say, hey, I'm here to learn more about the Native Sons. And Gary happened to be there.
Really?
Yeah, and Gary pitched his, hey, I'm recording secretary, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so we might get him.
Nice. Man, that's amazing news, to be honest.
You know, we haven't even started yet. We haven't even started promoting it yet. And we're already getting members at the door.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's great. So if you guys want to join,
Yeah.
you can just go to the website.
Yeah, which is nsgw110.org.
That's nsngw110.org.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has all the information, our website, pictures. You'll see me and Kyle on there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are not watching us live and you're curious on what we look like, you can go on that website. Or you can go on this website, kcaaradio.com, and watch us live here in the studio.
Yeah. We're live on Kick.
On Kick?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kick.com.
I haven't heard of Kick in many, many years.
Oh, this is a new Kick.
Oh, okay.
The old one was KIK messaging.
Right, yeah.
This is KICK.com.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to be talking about a few things, things we're going to catch up on.
Mhm.
And honestly, on the way driving down here, I was thinking about you, Kyle, and I was thinking about the radio show.
Okay.
And I was like, I should interview Kyle. And
Joe, did you put a butt to this?
no. No, he did not. But
Joe set me up. He's not denying it.
We do have guests lined up for the next 3 weeks, and every once in a while it is just you and I. Last week we have Solomon. The week before we had someone else. So when we have our time together, just you and I want to make sure, the people know who we are instead of like who our guests are, So there's a couple questions I want to ask you, Kyle.
Okay.
And if you guys are just tuning in, by the way, it's 15 minutes past the hour. You guys are listening to Whatever Works on KCAA. This is the show where we talk about whatever works. We're going to get into some entrepreneurship after the break, which is at 6:30. But for right now, I'm going to spotlights on you, Kyle.
Let's hear it.
All right. So how big? No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
So I'm just kidding. Just wanted to wake everybody up here. So Kyle, we had a guest on the show, Nabian,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times when we have conversations, it's always about reflection and talking about the past. Nabian, it's always what's in the future. What's for the future. So in 15 minutes, I kind of want to get the breakdown of how did you get to where you're at now from the beginning. Like you have a history of like traveling, history of like different occupations and moving different places. And then how did you end up here in terms of like where you're at now? Not just having a radio show, but also with your current job and what you're doing right now, what you got in the mix. And then what holds into like the potential future that you have.
Okay. Well, where do you want to start? With the
Start from the beginning, dude. Why did your parents call you Kyle? No, I'm just kidding. You can
That's
start.
what they named me.
You can
That's crazy.
you can start wherever you. Before we get into that, I had a teacher that was like, okay, you guys have to do like a 5-minute presentation, which is a long time for a presentation, like especially when you're like middle school. 5 minutes lasts forever. But they're like, why did your parents name you whatever your name is? And I was like, that's kind of crazy.
That's like a couple sentence story.
Dude, for real.
I'll tell you why my parents named me.
All right, go for it.
It's my parents couldn't come up with a name, and my brother Damon, his best friend at the time in football, his name was Kyle. He pulled out his yearbook. He goes, "What about Kyle?" That's how my name became.
Really? Short and sweet through a yearbook.
Pointed at the football player. Never met him. Probably never will.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Lead the legacy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the past, you had a few jobs. Let's just go over some of the jobs that you had. Can you name a few? What was your first job, actually?
My first job was Valero, which is now Stars and Stripes. It was on the corner of Green Spot Road and what was that, 5th Street?
In Redlands?
Or Boulder and Green Spot.
So like Highland.
Highland, yeah.
Highland.
So
okay.
so where that Y is.
So you used to work at Valero.
Yeah, that was my first job. I worked there under the table.
Really?
For a good number of years.
And that's why they changed it to Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
They're like, look, you can't be doing all this illegal stuff.
And then on my 18th birthday, they gave me an application. That was my birthday gift.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I worked there
Be
for
legit.
a few months and then went to APU. So I had to quit. I only worked there for 3 months officially.
What's APU?
Azusa Pacific University.
Nice. And you were getting your degree in?
Computer information systems, with that, what's it called? A minor in psychology with the emphasis on group therapy or group home.
Interesting. And what was the first one?
Computer information systems was my major.
So how did those two things kind of like, did you apply any of those things into what you're doing now, or does it help you at all going through that college and doing those courses?
It was a really cool experience. It was something I wanted to do at the time.
So it was an experience thing for you more than...
Yeah, pretty much. And it was, I got really into psychology, cause I took it as what are those classes called that are just kind of like electives? Yeah. So I took it as an elective because you had to take it. You know, college is a lot like high school. Like you gotta 75% of it is like your major stuff, and then you have to take English, you have to take this, you have to take that. It's required. So psychology was one of them. Like, yeah, I'll try psychology. I'll take a child development class, and I was like, I like this. You know, if that computer stuff doesn't work out, I might go for this. So I made I took a few classes.
And branching off to that, I was always like, okay, why can't we just have, let's say you want to be a psychologist or whatever, why can't we just do classes or courses specifically just on this, right?
Yeah.
Why are we wasting our time with all these other courses? And then I thought about it. I was like, first of all, we're really young, right? And we need to expand our horizon. Like you literally just said you did it as an elective and you actually liked it. You're like,
Yeah.
I might consider this if I don't like computer, what is it,
Computer information systems.
computer information systems. Yeah. So now I understand, like, okay, we do have prerequisites and like it is important to understand math, English, whatever.
Yeah.
But also taking other classes as well, because you don't know what you like until you find out things you don't like. You know what I mean? And so now I understand that perspective with like schools and stuff. But
Yeah.
at first I was like, I'm wasting all my time doing all this other homework for classes I don't even care to do, you know?
Yeah.
But I get it now. So proceed.
You know, and you know, I met a lot of interesting people through my elective classes that I still kind of talk to, but not really because of social media. And I probably had the most fun outside of my major,
Really?
besides going to Namibia.
Mm-hmm.
But originally, I wanted to be a graphic artist or graphic design artist,
Interesting.
and so I couldn't get into Cal State Fullerton, which is where I wanted to go. So I got an APU. Took a couple classes, and basically, I was like, I don't want to do this, like, cause I learned about the deadlines, and you know, I learned about the deadlines, and it was like really strict, like that, like you'll get a bunch of paperwork, and like you got to create like X, Y, and Z character models within a week. That's all you get, like. And so it was like really stressful. I'm like, you know, I like graphic designing, but like I don't want the timelines, the deadlines. So I didn't want to do
Yeah,
it.
you want to take your time. You wanted to enjoy it more as a hobby than, you know, having it turn into like a career,
Yeah,
right?
so I realized it wasn't for me. So
Yeah, and that's a lot of things. Like when people say, "Oh, like do what you love and like turn into a career," like for one, that's very rare for someone to turn things into a career. But at the same time, like a hobby is something that you enjoy doing on your free time with like very little to no stress.
right,
So having it turn into a career or a business, there's a lot of stress that comes with that.
right,
And it doesn't turn into a hobby anymore. It turns into a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, for example, Mark, he's like, oh yeah, we had a barbecue for the mobile home parks in Ukaipa. And he's like, oh, I have a saxophone because they had a band there. And they were like, oh, Mark, like you have a saxophone. Like you come up here and play. He's like, no. He's like, you should join a band. And Mark was like, well, I have a saxophone because I enjoy playing. But if I'm in a band and we got to do rehearsals and stuff, it turns into a job. It doesn't turn into a hobby. So things to like, think about. You know what I mean?
right.
So, all right. So you went to college, you got these degrees, and then
I actually didn't finish my degree.
you didn't finish your degree.
No, because my dad got really, really sick. We
Mhm.
thought he wasn't gonna make it,
Mm-hmm.
so I dropped out like senior year.
Hey, no shame in that, brother.
Yeah. So, but I gave it 3 good years. I was on the dean's list for 4 of those semesters, and so it was really cool.
How come you haven't gone back?
Money, for one, I owe APU a lot of money.
Because I'm not gonna give it to them.
Well, eventually I do plan on giving it back, but they're kind of holding my credits in limbo until I give them at least most of the money back.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so I can't really transfer or complete any degree until I pay them
Why don't you just go back to Azusa or APU?
because it's like $30,000 a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I'd rather, like, there's so much stuff with computers now, like Triple Ten, and that are way
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah. Which we're gonna talk about after the break.
Triple
'cause
Ten is like 5 times cheaper. And I'm
a lot more than
and-
5.
And actually, I'm taking a course through Cal Bright right now. It's free. If you live in California and you were, for a lot of time, it's free. You don't pay a dime. And then they give you access to Coursera and stuff for free.
Oh wow,
but you have to prove that you master the content.
interesting. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about that after the break, 'cause that's part of like the whole entrepreneurship. Um, and then you talked about going to what's that country? Namibia
Oh yeah. So I went to Namibia for 5 weeks.
for 5 weeks. And why did you go there?
So the computer information systems program. The cool thing about Namibia, why it's so expensive, is every program has like its own like study abroad program, kinda. So you could study abroad for the full year, or you could do like a short time, anywhere from 5 weeks to 15 weeks, depending on
What you're comfortable with?
yeah, like the nursing students got to go to Greece to like study. Yeah,
That's awesome.
and they were in Greece for like 8 weeks, and like 5 weeks was the minimum. Like it was the shortest. There were different programs that went to different countries, like China, like different countries for weeks.
I want to study abroad, bro.
Yeah,
take
weeks
me
and
to
weeks.
take me to
Yeah,
Germany, take me to Turkey, take me everywhere. Spain, let's go.
Yeah,
Europe.
and so actually, I did some database engineering for this program called the Namibian University of Science and Technology in
Oh,
the
wow.
capital. And so the APU and NUST, which is the acronym, we worked together to help medical record systems, because it's all paper based. It's a third world country. Kind of create like there's a client software that medical companies use called Epic Management, and so we wanted to kind of build their Epic essentially.
Nice, dude.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome. So you went out there for 5 weeks.
for 5 weeks, and we did that Monday through Friday, and every weekend we did something cool.
Man, I
Like it
love
was.
that.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to do it.
Namibia, and actually, if my dad wasn't sick,
You would have extended, huh?
I would have pulled a Kyle. I
Yeah.
would live there, bro.
Really?
I was offered a job at the university.
Wow.
Yeah, as an intern professor,
That's awesome.
and so
That just shows, that shines light on like your capability and ability to like do
Yeah.
big things like that, make big impacts. So that's awesome. And then so you came back after 5 weeks, and then so let's just say, like, not that you finished college, but like you're not taking any more college courses, you know, your
Right.
dad and all that stuff. So then what happened then? What was your next job?
worked for Leslie's Pool Supplies. I started there
okay.
working with one of my best friends, and then she left. Desiree, her name's Desiree.
But that bumped you up to like manager, right?
Yeah, so I started as a lead sales associate, and then I went to assistant manager and the manager in the course of 4
Okay.
years.
Dang.
2.5 of those years, 3 years were manager.
Wow. So you got some sales background too, right?
Yeah, I was. I worked with some big hitters, like people who taught me everything about sales, everything about marketing. You know, and a lot of it that they taught me was like, you know, a lot of sales has to do with yourself,
Yes, 100%.
and so I didn't know that, realize it at that time. So
Mhm.
you know, if you can market yourself, you can market anything.
You really can. I'm really bad at it. I'm
You
not
know,
good at
you-
marketing myself.
You know, if you work 9 to 5 for years doing it,
You will.
you know, you won't become an expert, but you've done it enough to do, like, it's autopilot now.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I think my biggest thing to like remember, like, no matter what sales you're in, right, going door to door, making phone calls, like
yeah,
whatever, is like expecting no's.
yeah,
Like if you go in there like, oh, I'm gonna get some sales, like blah blah, and then you just keep getting shut down, then your morality starts to drop a little bit. But if you go in there thinking like, okay, this guy's gonna say no, boom boom, how do I prepare for that? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's kind of like the technique that I had to like remind myself, like, okay, they're gonna say no,
yeah,
like, so prepare for that. Because now you're working on objections, you're working on this and that, rather than just the hopes
Yeah.
that they're just like an easy win. You're like, okay, yeah, I'll buy your product. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So-
yeah. They say is, you know, expect 100 no's before a yes.
Mm.
And so I live by that mentality. Like my store was number 1 for 1 year out of 17 stores between Beaumont and Arcadia.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah, they have when I was in real estate, they told me like, "What's your number?" I was like, "What?" They're like, "What's your number?" I was like, I didn't know what that meant at the time." And that basically means in sales, like let's say as a real estate agent, live example, me, I'm calling, I call 100 people, right? 3 answer out of the 100. 1 says maybe, like we'll set up an appointment, but still 0 success, okay? Well, not 0 success, but like 0 closed transactions, okay? So your number is out of 100 people, 3 people will answer, 1 person will say maybe.
Yeah.
So then you bump it up, okay? 250 people, 10 answers, 3 people make the appointment, 1 sell. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, "Hey, what's your number?" My number is like, "Oh, 250." So I have to talk to 250 people in order to get 1 sale. You know, and some people, their numbers are shorter. They'd be like, "Oh, my number is 50." I call 50 people, I get a sale. And it has, not that I'm saying it has nothing to do with like who you are,
Yeah.
what it is, but it's just in your perspective and in your scenario, in your case, like knowing what your number is at a consistent basis is easier to understand, because then if you know your number and you start calling and you're like, "Okay, I'm almost at 250, like I'm about to get a sale." Like eventually I'm getting closer and closer, because the more no's you get, the closer you are to yeses.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
Yeah.
it's just like the whole point, it's just a number game. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so that's kind of how we got to like live our lives based on like when it comes to sales.
Yeah.
So interesting enough. But now you work at Yamava
Yeah. As a slot technician.
as a slot technician. Now, does any of that have to like work anything with like what you learned in the past, like with your degree or just like previous jobs, or is it a totally different ball game for you?
It's kind of both. To work at the casino, you need a lot of cash handling experience. So that's cashier work or
Okay.
selling.
Mm-hmm.
Something that talks or, that requires a lot of money to go in and out.
Interesting.
In my interview, I was like, my store did 1.6 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Are you talking about at Leslie's, or are you talking about?
at Leslie's.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was my best year.
Right. That's a
My-
lot of transactions.
Yeah, my worst was about 800,000, and so my average was 1.07. So it was like every year I did about 1.07 out of 4 years.
That's pretty good. So you're a slot tech, but because I know we're getting closer to the break here, we're talking about your present time now. What does the future possibly hold? What are you doing now?
I definitely want to move up in the casino. Make more money, just so I can have a decent life.
Don't we
know,
all?
Because you gotta have like 2 jobs in the side hustle to live here.
Living in California, for sure.
And it's hard because I take care of my parents, and my dad's share of costs for IHSS is so high, so I'm getting so little from IHSS actually now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
But I just found that out.
Damn.
And so it's better than nothing, sure.
Yeah.
But
Because it's not like you're committing fraud, bro. Like you help your parents out 24/7, dude.
yeah,
Like your
Yeah,
mom and your
so-
dad. You know what I mean?
like my dad's share of costs is so high. Like I was like retroactive until May 1st. Payment, $800.
Mm.
So it's 800 a month basically.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's
It
better
helps
than
you out a
nothing.
little bit.
It does
for
help me out
sure.
a little bit. It allows me to save money, So
That's good.
it could be worse, but it could have been better.
You're funny. Cool. Well, hopefully, see the thing when I said like, what does the future possibly hold for you? Like, no one knows what the future holds for us. No one but God.
I give it to God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's so interesting in life because we feel like we just have it dialed in. Like we think this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm going to be. And it is a full 180. You're like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, how did I end up here?
Yeah.
Like, what got me here? And that's why I wanted to ask you, because I'm sure as a kid, you didn't think you're going to be a slot tech in casinos
Heck
and,
no.
you know, doing all this stuff. Or you didn't even think that you're going to go to Namibia. How do you pronounce it?
Namibia.
Okay.
Namibia.
Namibia. Yeah. I'm never going to go there, so I don't know. Like, I'm not going to.
Oh, I highly recommend it.
Okay, I might. All right.
No.
That they pay pretty good. I don't know if you noticed. Just kidding. Anyways, all right, you guys, we are gonna take a quick 5-minute break. Hey, thank you, Kyle, for telling us your story.
Of course.
Maybe one day we'll do mine. But until then, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. But when we come back, we're gonna be talking about different avenues and entrepreneurship for the next half hour until 7 o'clock. So just stay tuned and drive safe if you guys are on the road. And we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in Durga, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a...
In high school, my friend Charlie and I once poked into an abandoned Victorian house in our hometown. Up in the attic, we found a secret door to a space containing several boxes of books. One held 50 copies of The Age of Reason, Thomas Paine's 1794 treatise ridiculing the myths of Christian theology and the Bible. Hot, forbidden stuff. In Paine's day, the book had been widely banned. Charlie and I each took a copy to read. We found Paine's thoughts mind-opening. And then we did something that would be dangerous today. We gave the box of books to our town's library for public distribution. Amazingly, no one's head exploded and no gaggle of fanatics demanded that our town's librarian be fired. The library just quietly and gladly received the books. Today, though, a few right-wing extremist groups roam our country trying to foment panic over books that critique everything from Christian nationalism to the corporate order, as well as books written by or about women, racism, or the LGBTQ community. Such maniacal book bans nearly tripled in the last school year, taking some 10,000 titles off school bookshelves. But these ideological pecksniffs now face blowback from a growing freedom to read movement, with gutsy local activists defying the screeching self-appointed censors in communities across America. Especially impressive are young people themselves who are attending local library and school board meetings telling officials they will not obey political dictates on what not to read or believe. School kids have even launched a movement urging people to read banned books. This is Jim Hightower saying, to join the grassroots Freedom to Read rebellion, go to the American Library Association, ALA.org. The Hightower Radio Lowdown is made possible by you subscribers to Jim Hightower's Lowdown on Substack. Find us at jimhightower.substack.com.
Hey y'all, Merle here. Good news. For once my neighbors is jealous of me. You want to know why? Because my grass is growing and looking green, and I can sit on my sofa out in the front yard, and I don't even have to overwater it anymore. You know how I did it? I listened to Damn Water Boys on the Water Zone every Thursday night on KCIA. Well, I got me a smart controller, and now it waters at night, and my yard looks darn tootin'. No more sneaking around and hooking up my hose to my neighbor's spigot in the middle of the night, and his dog won't bite me anymore. And you can do it too. Listening is easier than ever. KCAA is now streaming online.
It's streaming.
What?
It's streaming, you dummy.
Well, I don't know much about streaming, but they doing it apparently at kcaaradio.com. So anywho, listen to the Water Zone and fix your yacht up right here at KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Was your car involved in an accident or just need help? with Dents, All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. In business for over 30 years, their highly trained staff and certified technicians and friendly staff are the best in the business and treat each car as if it was their own. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are family owned and offer state-of-the-art equipment and tools to ensure optimum results. They use the latest technology in computerized color matching and specialize in frame repairs. With their modern laser measuring systems, they're OEM certified, and they have 4 locations to serve you. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers offer rental car assistance with free drop-off and pickup services too, and their work has a lifetime guarantee. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are in Norco, Eastvale, Moreno Valley, and in Fontana. Call them at 1-800-61-MAGIC. That's 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Auto Body says, drive carefully.
Tune in to the Ferran Dozier Show. Music marks place and time, the soundtrack to life. Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on KCAA Radio. Playing the hottest hits and the coolest conversations. Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on the Ferran Dozier Show. With an array of music, talk, sports, community outreach, and veteran resources. With hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today's hits. The Ferran Dozier Show on KCAA Radio. On all available streaming platforms. And 106.5 FM and 1050 AM. The Ferran Dozier Show on KCAA Radio.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey,
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And this is the second half of our show. Our show runs from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Technically like 6:05 with commercials and stuff. But this is the show where we talk about whatever works. And the first half, if you guys missed it, you guys can go back on kcaradio.com or on Spotify or Apple Music and just look up. Oh, that was your cue.
Oh, sorry. Could
It's
you
all
repeat
good.
that?
Where can they find us if they want to go back and
At
listen to?
KCAA, whatever works on Instagram, or you could also go to YouTube, KCAA Radio, and just go under the file, whatever works.
Yeah. Well, we've done this for, almost 4 years now. Almost 4 years, 5 years? something
Yeah,
like that.
4.
4 years.
You've been doing it for 5.
Yeah. It'll be 4 years with us in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years.
So
now.
we
That's
have
crazy.
a lot of shows, a lot of guests that we had over the years. Amazing guests, horrible guests, you name it, right? Left and right.
Yeah.
And that's a good show. You know what I mean? So you guys can go back and listen to any of them at that time. But right now, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurships and just I want to flood you guys with ideas because a lot of times you don't even know what's out there.
Right.
I talked about this before. When you come in, like when you ask kids what do you want to be when you grow up? Bro, it's a very small, spectrum of occupations, right?
Yeah.
Firefighter, doctor, police officer, just the main.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Astronaut.
Yeah. And it's great, those are good ambitions,
Yeah.
but have you ever, thought of being a roller coaster engineer? You know what I mean? You want to build roller coasters? You want to be an Imagineer at Disneyland?
Yeah.
You want to do this, you want to do that? You want to not work at all? We want to broaden the imagination of occupation.
There was a video I saw. It was like a kindergarten graduation, and each kid introduced themselves and said what they want to do when I grow up. And this kid said, I want to work at McDonald's.
Really?
And everyone lost it.
I'm sure he got hired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For $20 an hour? That's pretty good.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That is crazy. But there are other things, and it depends what you want in life.
Yeah.
If you like high level stress, there's jobs for that. If you want to make it feel like you're not, you want to work in your pajamas and be at home, there's jobs for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to impress people, well, then there's jobs for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's about knowing what's out there and what suits you, right? So ironically enough, me and Kyle, we're on this path/adventure that we didn't even know that we're both doing
Yeah.
until like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we actually started at the same time, and it's basically being a data analyst, working online, working remote, for all different reasons. For my reasons, it's health. Like, I got a letter from my doctor saying you need to change careers, and I was like, I don't know what a job there is out there where I can elevate my feet, walk around, sit down, like do what I have to do in order to like keep my leg and my health in check. You know what I mean? What makes you want to be a data analyst or work remote, I should say?
Well, I wanted to get back into database design. I was kind of thinking about that for a long time. Obviously, more money.
There is money in it for sure.
Yeah, they start off at what, 71K?
Yeah, a year.
Yeah, starting.
Yeah, starting. And then it goes up like 10, 15,000
Yeah.
every year. There is a cap, but that cap grows depending
Yeah.
on who you work with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And not only that, like, it's very interesting because, like, for me, most people don't even like the jobs that they work at. Let's just be honest here.
Right.
My thing is, it's like, I'm a server at the moment, and I do enjoy serving. It's a good time, bro. Like, I'm literally just giving people food,
Mm-hmm.
talking to people, just hanging out. They get to know me, I get to know them. We tell each other stories, and it's a good time. It really is. I enjoy it. And it sounded like a taser. And dang, just stop the show for a second. Oh, okay.
I thought
Well,
you
that's good.
I thought you tased yourself.
I really did think, like, I was like, bro, you have a heart condition, bro. Like, anyways, a little bit of background fun there. But, working remote, it allows me, like, my family, like, I love my family so much, and
Yeah.
I'm a family man. And so having my family, move to out of states, I'm like, I'm never going to see them again. At least that's what it feels like. And
Yeah.
so working remote allows me to go visit them, stay with them for a while, go visit another one, and allows me to travel. I haven't really done much traveling.
Right.
Don't even have a passport. I'm working on it. Starting this week. I can't say I'm working on it when I actually haven't started working on it, but yeah, I want to go travel as well. So like doing that allows me to do it. And I met a few people who work remote, and like they'll literally take a flight and then come out for one day and then just take a flight back. I was like, that's so cool. I mean, granted they got to work for a couple hours online, but it just gives you that option.
Yeah.
When people ask me like, oh, like what does money mean to you? I always tell them it's a tool. But another phrase I would say is like, it gives you options, right?
Yeah.
It gives you options to answer a phone if you want to or not, or it gives you the option to get out of bed. If you have all this, like if you have all this money, right? It gives you options. But also money is a tool. It gets you a tool to give you options, whatever.
You know what's crazy is in college, we all had to work on this project. It was this one project. I don't remember what it was specifically, what we were doing. But they were like, we could use the computer lab because everyone didn't want to study at home because it was like distractions. So the computer lab would be packed. People would get mad because like, oh, I came too late, whatever. I went to Verizon, phone plan I had at the time, and I got this box. It was a transmitter for like data. I went straight to top of Mount Baldy, and I was working on the project.
Really?
And everyone thought I was crazy, bro. Now look at everyone.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because you get no reception up there. That's why you had to get that.
Yeah. So
Transmitter.
so I got the transmitter, which basically gave my phone more juice,
Uh-huh.
and then I did the hotspot to my laptop.
Wow. So you're on top of Mount Baldy,
Yeah, I had my legs kicked up on a rock. I took a picture
and you're just hanging, huh?
hanging. There's a waterfall, and then like kind of between like a stream and a river
Wow.
in the background. Birds flying everywhere.
How
Chilling.
awesome is that, dude?
Dude,
That's
working on this
awesome.
project. Yeah.
Well, everyone else is stressed out in the
In the computer lab.
In the computer lab. Wow.
Fighting over a seat
Yeah. That's
because there was like 37 seats and 43 people on the project.
Wow. You know, if you want to live life dangerously and make a lot of money, we're talking underwater welders. They make over 400,000 a year.
That's crazy.
But you're in the ocean, bro. You know, you're in the ocean doing underwater welding. We know a friend who does that.
Oh, Andy.
Andy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like I think you would have your moments for sure. Or an oil rig out in the ocean. You know, you can be a pilot if you want. You know, travel, do your thing. Like when we had that one guy, he got his pilot license and he's an exotic veterinarian. He'll fly to Puerto Rico for $60 and then, you know, swim with sharks and crocodiles, catch some snakes, you know, catch and release some turtles, whatever. Like, you know, there's so many different options out there other than the basic, like, 5 that you can think of on the top of your head.
I met an exotic veterinarian that lives in Palm Desert. He paid for his house cash.
Really?
Yeah, because that's how much he makes from it. He flies to different zoos. He was showing me this video. He was like on top of an ostrich, like giving it an adjustment. It was such a weird.
Oh,
thing.
like a chiropractor almost?
Yeah,
Wow. You can do that too. You can be an animal chiropractor.
yeah. So he did that, and then he does like holistic medicine for like animals.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things out there, dude, and like, you know, that one guy who you can be a YouTuber, you know, social media influencer, but he would go around and be like, oh, like, what do you do for a living? Like, knock on the window of like a car, or like knock on a mansion, like, oh, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I do this, you know.
You ever hear of the career ladder?
No.
So there's this guy who brings a ladder out into the open, and he stands on the ladder. The other person stands on the other side of the ladder. He has to guess your job in 2 minutes, and if he doesn't guess it, you never tell him. Or you could tell the camera. And so he's asking questions like, hey, if your job was a food, what would it be? This and that. Half the time he gets them right.
Really?
Yeah, before 2 minutes. Half the time it's like not even close. But like, yeah. He's gotten really famous off that on TikTok.
Just guessing, huh?
Yeah.
You know which one that, what gets me, I haven't done it yet, but I've always wanted to, at Knott's Berry Farm, where he's like, he can guess your weight. or like guess your name. Those are the two that I'm like, all right, guess my weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a scale behind me or something, you know? But he asks you
Yeah.
a series of questions, like, you know, like, are you a Virgo? Like, it'll be like just all these random questions. At least to me, I think they're random. And then he narrows it down, and usually he's pretty spot
Yeah.
on. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
You know, I want to see a mentalist. Do you know what a mentalist is?
No.
So they're like, okay, have you heard of a medium?
Enlighten me.
Okay, so like people who like, so mediums are like paranormal, like they claim that they can like
See
hey,
ghosts.
yeah,
and-
see ghosts,
yeah.
you know.
Feel their energies.
So a mentalist is the same thing, but it's like they'll do stuff, and they'll be like, I'm gonna put you to sleep, 1, 2, 3, and then they'll fall asleep. Like I've always wanted to see like,
I've always wanted that done to me.
yeah,
Like, cause like, but
Yeah.
then they also say, they also say, it was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was like, I think he was one of them, and he was like, like not everybody can be like hypnotized or you
Yeah.
know, whatever. he was like, but there's a way you can tell if like if it's easy for them to be in like that state, you know? And
Really?
and he had Joe Rogan like look up in the sky or something without like look up with his eyes but not his head to like see something, his eyes shake or whatever. I don't know what the case was, but he's like, not everybody can go under hypnosis. But it's almost like it's a weird comparison, but like a Jedi in Star Wars where you can like,
Yeah,
you know, he's like, oh, if you have a strong mind, then you can't control people's minds. But, you know, for the most part, people just,
Yeah.
like, you will sit down, I'll sit down, you know, things like that.
So a medium is the same thing, but for paranormal.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah. So it's like an auditorium, and he'll be like, "Hey, what's your name?" And you go, "Sam." He goes, "Hey, you know," and he'll name someone that like recently died, and then like, but you won't tell him who that was.
Right.
It'll be like, "Hey, you know, your wife misses you, whatever," you know. Whew. And people will start like breaking down.
Man, imagine like going on a date and then they're like, you know, they start naming like people in your life. You're like, how do you know? Like, it would honestly make some people like really be interested in the person you're with, but the other side is like probably freak you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? So,
You know, one of my homeboys went on this date with this girl, and she like did this full case on him. And she had this binder at the dinner table. And the whole night he's trying to figure out what that was. Like, hey, what is that?
what's that binder?
Yeah. Wow. And something like fell, and she like helped him up, and so he was like,
He
looked-
grabbed the binder.
it was like you know in those cop shows how they have like the picture of the person and like a whole
Yeah, like the thread and like everything.
It was like that on him.
Of him?
On him.
No way.
Yeah, it was like 8 pages, 10 pages. Yeah,
What
dude.
the heck? She was like a PI, like a private investigator, or what?
I don't know, dude.
I don't even know why
She
she would
had-
have it on the table though. Like she almost wants him to, you know. She wants to get caught. That's crazy.
It was like, if you bring it up and he's cool with it, then yeah, here it is. But like, also, I think she was trying to see how he would react.
Interesting. Testing people. I do that sometimes. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Here's a good test because here's something that I would do. But anyways, so a good example. Someone goes, "Hey Sam," he's at my house, whatever. He's like, "Can I have an orange?" Right? I'm like, yeah, you can have an orange. Give him the orange. Boom. Now, does he give me a wedge? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or does he just take the whole
Yeah.
orange, just eat it for himself?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like not judging, but analyzing someone's character.
Yeah.
You know, this lady, she has like a book on the table. Is he going to ask? Is he going to care? Like, what is he going to do? Obviously, she bent over to grab someone off the floor and he just like snatched the book. You know what I mean? Like, analyzing the character. You know what I mean? And it's just, I do it not intentionally, but sometimes intentionally it happens.
Yeah.
You know? But you gotta be slick with it. And that's another job, bro. That's like undercover work, CIA jobs, you know, things like that. 'Cause I didn't want to get off topics. I was like trying to bring it back here, but yeah, there's so many things you can do. A private investigator is one of them. I had to use one time for one of my car rentals. Lady stole it. Literally, the repo man chased her down. Repo man got pulled over by the cops. They're like, "Oh, you can't, blah, blah, blah. Can't report it stolen until 24 hours." And then it turned into 3 days. And then it turned like, it was ridiculous. So we had a private investigator like hunt her down. And
They found her?
They found her. They found her in the middle of the day. It was 3 o'clock. We didn't have a kill switch at the time, but we did have a GPS. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. PI was like, "Hey, where's the vehicle at?" I was like, "Oh, it's XYZ." He's like, "Oh, I'm in that city. Like, I'll, head over there." And he shows up. The car is in a residential area. Back door is open. Her leg is sticking out. He checks her out. She's knocked out. She's asleep. Calls the repo man. They deflate the tires, and the root man was about to put the car on the tow, but You know, the PI was like, hey, get up, like, get out, like, grab your stuff and get out of the car. Like, this is not your car, you know. She was all discombobulated. She's, like, waking up all dizzy. But this is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Who sleeps in the car at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Joe. And long story short, she grabbed all her stuff, and she's like, I can't find the key. I can't find the key. He's like, that doesn't matter. He's like, you need to, like, get out. Grabs her stuff, and then she, like, sits on the sidewalk with all her stuff, and then as they're leaving, I guess she, like, falls back asleep, right? Well, she wakes up, and she's just blowing up the phone. Did you take my car? Blah, 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 blah. Like, we're like, okay, first of all, your car? Like, second of all, like, yeah, we took it because you're supposed to bring the car back 4 or 5 days ago, and you were running away from us.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, we had the cops involved, the whole nine. It was crazy. But, yeah, you can be a private investigator if you want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. Put your mind to it, guys. I know I kind of, like, stopped it short because we only got, like, a few more minutes left. This clock is, like, 3 minutes fast. How much time do we have? About 3 minutes, yeah. 3 minutes fast. So, yeah, there's so many things that we can do. And each occupation comes with, like, amazing stories. You know? Just do a job. Be an entrepreneur. Be an entrepreneur. You know? Work for a company. Make your way up. You know what I mean? Not everyone has to be an entrepreneur. We need workers.
Yeah.
You know? Not everyone has to do like technology, like AI and stuff. Like, we need some hands-on people.
Yeah.
We need builders. We need creators.
Yeah.
You know? And so there's a job for everybody out there, and a job honestly helps. You know, I know someone who was kind of like, he wasn't working for a while. He was actually getting kind of depressed, and having a job, going out there and putting in the work, like he was feeling, maybe he was distracted. I don't know. Or maybe he found his purpose. Hopefully that was it. But he got out of that depression,
Oh, that's good.
you know?
Is it who I'm thinking of?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and he was the type of guy who needed to work outside. Like,
Yeah, because he worked up north, right?
he worked up north. He
Yeah.
loved the woods. He loved Idaho, or not Idaho.
He worked in Northern Cali, right?
Yeah,
For the fires?
for the fires. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Real cool dude.
he's a cool dude. And like, I noticed when he was like in his depressed stuff, like I would take him out and we'll do like yard work, or we'll do like cut down a tree or something, and like his mood would just skyrocket. He was so much better. He was feeling good, you know? Luckily now, thankfully I should say, he has a he works for the city. He does landscaping. He's outside, you know, he's making money. And he feels, you know, he has a better attitude. You
That's
know,
good.
That's really good. So, and with that, we're going to be closing up shop here. Just a friendly reminder, we do have the next few weeks booked. Our next guest for next week is
Ismail.
Ismail.
Our, Iltivity.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's gonna be a good guest. I'm excited for that one. I kind of postponed it. I didn't want to do the show without Kyle.
Yeah.
So it got pushed back, but
Well, he ended up pushing it back too.
well, that's good. Yeah. So, you know, we're playing tag here, but yeah, he's gonna be a great guest. So please tune in. It's every Sunday at 6 p.m. This is the show, Whatever Works, where we talk about literally whatever works.
Whatever.
I love when people on my show, they're like, "Oh, what's your show?" I'm like, "Well, the breakdown is like, my name is Sam Works. My show is called Whatever Works. You know, put it together." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's so smart." Yeah, it's funny. But anyways, happy Sunday, everybody. Stay blessed. Drive safe. Tune in for the next hour show, and then tune in next week when we have Ishmael on our show.
Yep.
Happy Sunday, guys.
Happy Sunday.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta
Listening
do
to
is
KCAA Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF Moreno Valley.
You're listening to an encore presentation of this program, KCAA, the Inland Talk Express.
This is your host, Robert Manny, welcoming you to the show where men and women can be at their best and everyone wins, Guys Radio. We're here to inform you, inspire you, empower you, and get you to think feel, and who knows, maybe even act by virtue of the journeys, stories, experiences, and insights of the guests I bring you each and every week to the show. And once again, this week is no exception. Today, we're going to talk about hypnotherapy.